All right, looks like we're about to get started here. Starting off for the Great Falls, Montana Rock and Rollers at the jam line, we've got Evil Squishy. And representing the Greater Edmonton Roller Derby Legendary Rollers, number 28, Sam Monster. And Sam Monster Evil Squishy picks up lead jam. This, of course, is level 3 juniors action that's happening. Honestly, so far, I don't really see a whole bunch of difference between level 3 juniors and the quality of skating and stuff that we're seeing from the full-grown leagues. Some fantastic skating happening out there. Both teams now picking up 4 points. And Evil Squishy grabs an extra 3 points there.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Huntsman and Lord of the Rink. Whistle blows, jammers are out. Lord of the Rink picks up lead jam for the Great Falls team.
Lord of the Rink with some great skating moves, grabbing an extra couple points there for the Rock and Rollers. Looks like both teams scored 2 points that jam.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Wreck-It Rory and Anarchy.
And Rocket Rory picks up lead jam. Sorry, Wreck-It Rory. Turns out I'm not good at, saying stuff. And Wreck-It Rory picks up 4 points and calls off the jam. And 1 point there picked up by the Rock and Rollers.
And the Rock and Rollers called a team timeout.
It's currently 27 minutes left in the first half. Score is tied 10-10. What do you think? Is it still anyone's game?
Absolutely.
I think it could go either way. I should probably also quickly mention that we want to say a huge thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings for helping our officials stay happy and nourished today. They've provided a bunch of food for us. Make sure you head over to the All Ages Sports Bar they've got. It's 1 block west and 1 block south on McLeod Trail. And if you mention Team D, they're going to help support Junior Roller Derby like what we're seeing right now. And I like what I'm seeing, so that's just cool. I guess we never actually introduced ourselves. I'm Big Ugly Jim.
And I'm Luscious Lynn.
Our names almost rhyme.
Almost, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, not all the way rhyme, but it's close. It's good. Experience world-class edging with the Radar Halo, available in a full range of harnesses from 84A all the way up to 101A. There is a Halo for everyone. All right, so we're going to get back to the action. That little break, the orange team was looking for questioning a call about a lack of a call, actually, about a track cut. And the no call stands as my voice goes through puberty, which was fun.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Gejrda. Oh. Take two. Next up on the jam line, we've got Damage Patch Kid and Gejrda.
You know, I have to say, I always have this habit of thinking of junior roller derby as a lot less physical, but that's not what we're seeing here. There's some really good action in the pack.
The future is bright for roller derby. Big hit to the inside.
All right, I think we're going to get back to the action pretty quickly here. All right, lining up for the Great Falls Rock and Rollers, we've got Alex in Puncherland. And for the Greater Edmonton Roller Derby Legendary Rollers, number 28, Sam Monster. And Sam Monster finds a way through that pack, picking up lead jam. And there's 5 points for Sam Monster and the Legendary Rollers. And another 5 points. Fantastic. Sneaking through the inside.
Some strong defense by the Legendary Rollers, making Alex and Puncherland work really hard to find their way through the pack.
There was a big hit there by Emsky on Alex in Puncherland, but Alex continuing to struggle away, trying to get past. Legendary Rollers defense doing a fantastic job of just switching off. 4 points there for are picked up by Sam Monster. Of course, there was a missed point for the no pass, no point. But another 5 in that last lap. Yeah, just another reminder that this is in fact a solid hitting game. That concrete is real concrete, regulation concrete, and injuries are going to happen.
I can confirm it is concrete and it hurts.
It's true. I only walk on it. You take all kinds of bumps and bruises on that.
Oh boy, I found the concrete this morning. Up next on the jam line, we've got Huntsman and Lord of the Rink.
The jammers jockeying for position. Yeah, we just got it. And just as a point of housekeeping, it turns out we had the wrong team name, so my apologies. The black team is the Wild Rose All-Stars.
Lord of the Rink through the pack first, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers.
Huge apex jump there for Lord of the Rink, grabbing 4 points. And another 5 points. The Rock and Rollers are doing a good job of chipping away at the lead that the Wild Rose All-Stars have. And there's another 5 points, and the jam gets called off. So the Rock and Rollers are going to start off in a power start. But it looks like we have a timeout called. So this is probably a good time for me to remind you about our vendors. We've got Chantal Abars, the JK Apparel leggings that are over there. Fantastic, unique leggings to match your style. Mount Royal University's massage therapy students, they're massaging us, and we really like that. Big fan of that. That's a fantastic thing for the skaters and for, old and broken announcers. We've got Young Living. They've got essential oils and oil blends that'll take you on a sensory journey that can instantly soothe and enliven both body and mind. Origami Owl Custom Jewelry. They are helping you tell your story through jewelry. Creative Vitality, helping you create a deeper understanding of your own unique body system. And of course, the Southern Alberta Junior Roller Derby, all about promoting safety, cooperation, and wholesome fun and entertainment for the whole family. So make sure you check out our vendors. They're awesome. I've often thought about, maybe when I hit my target weight, I'll get some leggings. Something sassy.
Oh, Jim.
You're thinking about it now, aren't you?
I can't stop thinking about it. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, I can hear the noises coming from. Did you know that by age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? Girls on Track wants to change that statistic. Learn more about expanding access to roller derby for girls and their teens at girlsontrackfoundation.org. And it's funny, we were talking a little while ago, Lush and I, about the early days of roller derby here in Calgary, and seeing the level of talent in the juniors. It's really an awesome sign for the future of what's going to happen with roller derby here. All right, so officials came over and updated us. Black number 66, Wreck-It Rory, is going to sit in the penalty box. The back block that Huntsman got called on has been upgraded to an expulsion for being an egregious block. So we're going to again have that. Rock and Rollers have a power start here. So Lord of the Rink is jamming. And that makes this a power jam. You were waiting for me to do that. A lot of really solid blocking happening there.
Some fancy footwork by Lord of the Rink, a very agile skater.
And Lord of the Rink grabs 5 points and calls off the jam. That score is just getting tighter and tighter. Right now we're looking at the Wild Rose All-Stars at 34, Rock and Rollers at 31. That's a 3-point game. And you know how I know? Because I went to college. Not just a not really pretty face. So we've got Sam Monster jamming for Wild Rose and picking up lead jam.
Scalita working hard, finds her way through the pack.
And jam called off, picking up 3 points for the Wild Rose All-Stars, stretching that to a 6-point lead. Again, college. I don't even need a calculator.
Just that good, Jim.
I keep my abacus handy.
Has nothing to do with the laptop beside you?
I mean, that helps, you know, but I mean, you can't rely on technology always.
Up next, we've got Squishy,
We've got Wreck-It Rory for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
Evil Squishy, not far behind.
I think that might be one of my favorite names, Evil Squishy. And Wreck-It Rory picks up 4 points. And 4 points also picked up there by Evil Squishy. 4 more points there just at the end of that jam, and then called it off.
Eight points picked up by Edmonton in that last jam, 4 from Montana.
I'm really enjoying the heck out of this. It's a lot of fun. So we've got Anarchy jamming for the Rock and Rollers and Sam Monster for the Wild Rose All-Stars. Anarchy picks up lead jam. And Anarchy forced to cycle into the back of the pack there. Excellent move there. That was Thunder Payne. Stopped Anarchy in his tracks.
Timeout called by Edmonton.
I think it's really cool to see how this is becoming like an international sport, not just you know, in little pockets. It's all over the world, and maybe one day we could see Anarchy in the UK.
Ooh.
See what I did there? A little moment there. No one said I was cool, Ugly Jim. Special thank you to Peterson Contracting for sponsoring our beer garden. I happen to really, really love beer, so it's great to have it on hand. And Peterson Contracting is a multi-trade company. Make sure you check them out for all your electrical, plumbing, gas, and HVAC needs on Facebook at facebook.com/Peterson Contracting. And looks like Lord of the Rink is back to jam for the Rock and Rollers, taking on Wreck-It Rory.
Wreck-It Rory finding the path on the outside, getting lead jam for Edmonton. Some great offense by Edmonton, making Wreck-It Rory's job a little bit easier. She calls off the jam. Four points picked up by Wild Rose All-Stars.
We got 19 minutes left in the first half. Current score is the Wild Rose All-Stars 53, Rock and Rollers 39.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Evil Squishy and Sedusa. Sedusa's a new jammer, is she not?
I do believe so. And Sedusa bumped to the outside and gets called on a cut track. That's going to give Evil Squishy the power jam. You gotta do one.
Jim, I think the power jam call is all you, buddy.
You know, you have to wonder, you know, someone named their kid Evil Squishy, and was that asking for trouble? Like, I would have maybe gone with really, really nice Squishy, if Squishy was my last name.
Got Lord of the Rink starting on a power start.
Back and forth, trying to get through that wall of blockers. Makes it through and picks up lead jam. And
Sedusa getting caught up in the back of the pack, trying to find her friendly side, and off she goes.
I can't even do that on my feet, let alone skates. That was awesome.
These kids are very talented.
And Emsky's making her way to the penalty box. Sedusa picks up 4 points for the Wild Rose All-Stars. And 4 last points there picked up for Wild Rose.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Wreck-It Rory for the Wild Rose All-Stars up against Anarchy for the Rock and Rollers. A little bit of a jammer race, but that is nothing to stop the jammers from getting through.
Anarchy called on a cut track penalty. What's that gonna do?
I guess that would be a power jam.
There you go. Wreck-It Rory picking up 5 points. And a whole lot of orange jerseys into the penalty box. In fact, so much so that they had to let one go.
Looks like Triple Threat has some reinforcement. Oh, before she picks up a penalty.
And Wreck-It Rory calls off the jam after grabbing 5 more points, just as the penalty to the Wild Rose Jammer ended. I actually had a complete stop of my brain power there. And we have a team timeout called for the Rock and Rollers. Nerd Roller Skates, your specialist for all things roller skate and roller derby, skate fittings, wheels, hardware, protective gear, and more. They are open 6 days a week. Can't be open 8 days a week. They're open 6 days a week.
College, right, Jim?
College was awesome. And they're in Calgary and online at www.nerdskates.com for people who roll. They're, of course, set up in the corner over there in our vendor area, and they are fantastic supporters of roller derby here in Calgary, so a huge thanks to them.
I think the Rock and Rollers are the only American team that are at the tournament this weekend.
That's interesting. Only American team in the tournament. Huh. Great Falls, Montana. Have you ever been?
Actually, yes. There is a game coming up towards the end of May.
Ooh, how timely.
That's right, kids. You tell them we're coming.
How's everything happening over there in the Peterson Contracting Beer Garden? I feel like there's not a lot of people drinking. Then again, it's also kind of early for that, but
It's afternoon. It's 2:30.
yeah, like to me, I feel like there is no such thing as too early.
Who wouldn't want to enjoy a nice cold beverage?
Delicious beer. And a shout out to rrolz Skates, proud sponsor of Flat Track Fever 2018. I've seen quite a few people skating away on their rrolz skates. And that takes us to the segment of the evening where we get to know our announce team. Me, I'm Big Ugly Jim. I'm a Virgo.
Luscious Lynn, solid Capricorn.
Solid Capricorn, not one of them cuspy Capricorns. Now, being a Virgo, of course, means that I will live a life of depression and sadness.
Black is looking for an insult on the orange jammer for not exiting track in time. The jammer will be receiving the insult and they will retain the review. They will retain the review. Not all. Orange will be getting an insult for not leaving the track.
It's probably like this.
Somebody didn't report to the office, is what I understand.
All right, so this doesn't look like a fun way to start the jam for the Rock and Rollers. The official review there was the Wild Rose All-Stars were looking for a insubordination call on the Orange Jammer for not leaving the rink, and that call was given. 5 points picked up by Sam Monster. And there's another 5 points. Anarchy sent to the penalty box, which sort of, makes sense from a linguistic perspective. Anarchy breaking the rules. And there's another 5 points picked up by Sam Monster. The Wild Rose All-Stars using this power jam as a great opportunity to stretch out that lead. And another 5 points. Calling off the jam.
Huge jam for Sam Monster.
That was a 30-point jam. That's awesome.
Impressive.
That's going to take the Wild Rose team 102 to 58 now. A healthy lead, but still anyone's game. Way too early to call.
12 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half. Up next on the jam line, we've got Sedusa up against Evil Squishy.
And Evil Squishy picks up lead jam. Personally, I think it's impressive that someone at such a tender age is already committed to Evil. Evil Squishy fighting away against that fantastic wall of blocking. Calls off the jam after grabbing 4 points. Evil.
Evil Squishy wasn't quite done on that last jam. She's up against Wreck-It Rory. Jam 17.
In German, that would be Yam 17. And Wreck-It Rory picks up lead jam. Evil Squishy picking up 5 points. 3 points picked up by Wild Rose before they called off the jam.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Skeleta up against Sam Monster.
Both of those names start with S. College.
Timeout called by the Rock and Rollers.
So how are you doing so far with the whole tournament? You played this morning, right?
Yeah, the Jane Deers took 2 wins so far.
And you guys kicked some butt?
Absolutely.
I wish I could tell people that I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. Me, I've had a good time. I've announced, this is my second game I've announced. I announced one yesterday. And it's a pretty fantastic game, so go me.
Skelita and Sam Monster both trying to find their way through the pack. Some fantastic defense by both teams, not making the Jammers' job easy at all.
Big hit there on Sam Monster. Knock it to the outside. Skelita is through the pack, but Sam Monster is the lead jam and calls it off. Sometimes you call off the jam without getting any points just because you don't want the other guys to get points.
Up next on the jam line, Evil Squishy against Wreck-It Rory.
Evil Squishy sneaking around the pack a little bit, gets through and picks up lead jam.
Rock and Rollers jamming Wreck-It Rory to the back of the pack. Some strong defense by the Wreck-It Rollers.
And 5 points picked up by Evil Squishy. Both teams showing that strong defense, but 5 more points on the board for the Rock and Rollers.
Wreck-It Rory working very hard out there.
Really, really solid action in the pack. And Evil Squishy called on a cut track there. That's going to give Sedusa the opportunity for a power jam to try and take back some of the points. So 4 points picked up there in that last jam by the Rock and Rollers.
Score is 105-95 for Greater Edmonton area. 6 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Sam Monster starting on a power start. She picks up lead jam.
Lord of the Ring sized her up for a solid hit, but to no avail. And there we see the value of teamwork. Another 5 points there for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
Great call by Sam Monster. Picked up 5 points before she called off that jam. 0 points were picked up by the Rock and Rollers.
110-95, still a really, really close game. And we're not even at halftime yet.
I'm tired just watching.
I'm not. That's because I do cardio.
College. Sedusa and Evil Squishy jamming. Sedusa picks up lead jam for the greater Edmonton area. Evil Squishy squished through the pack.
And Evil Squishy punches a hole through and grabs 4 points. Five more points picked up there by the Rock and Rollers. 3 for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Sam Monster and Anarchy. We've got a timeout called by Edmonton.
And again, remember, we've got that delicious, delicious beer in our beer garden, brought to you by Peterson Contracting. Again, facebook.com/Peterson Contracting. Or you can just type in beer and hit like, because I like beer. I also follow it. And again, remember to check out our vendors section. All kinds of great stuff. Yours for the purchasing. Because the only other option would be if you stole it, and that's just not cool. We here at Flat Track Fever, we don't support theft.
Looks like both teams are starting out with full lineups.
Both teams just tying up the jammers. Anarchy finally makes it through. That lead jam spot is theirs. Four points picked up by Anarchy for the Rock and Rollers. A lot of really solid hitting happening.
There are some hard hits out there today, Jim.
I'm losing teeth just watching this.
Fantastic jam from both jammers. Rock and Rollers picking up 9 points. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. Lord of the Rink finds his way through the outside of the pack, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers. Not too far behind, Wreck-It Rory. Some fancy footwork by Lord of the Rink.
And looks like we've got Lord of the Rink heading to the penalty box, which will give Wild Rose the power jab.
Rock and Rollers recycling Wreck-It Rory to the back.
Big hit there on Wreck-It Rory.
Lord of the Rink is out of the box, collecting points.
And 5 points picked up there for the Rock and Rollers by Lord of the Rink.
Very fast, hard-hitting first half.
Three points there picked up by Wild Rose. I'm going to go on the record and say that was nutty. There was all kinds of things happening there.
Some fantastic footwork from both teams. Tons of agility and speed.
Yeah, nothing but highlighting how much talent there is here in the junior roller derby that's just ready to percolate its way up into the next stage. We're looking at the future superstars of roller derby.
The future is bright for the roller derby community.
Somewhere out there, there's a junior announcer ready to take my place.
Oh boy. Folks, it looks like it's intermission. Head on over to the beer gardens and grab yourself an ice cold beverage.
Delicious beer.
Beer.
And you can tell by that awkward, echoey clicking sound that we're back.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Anarchy jamming for Rock and Rollers up against Sam Monster for the Greater Edmonton area.
Anarchy circling back to the back of the pack, but I believe in Anarchy. And looks like Sam Monster sent to the penalty box.
Jim, what do we call this kind of a jam? Oh, darn it, just back in.
Rock and Rollers doing a good job of actually both teams' defense. Fantastic. And Rock and Rollers pick up 4 points and call off the jam. 125 to 137.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Evil Squishy and Wreck-It Rory.
Both packs solidly trapping jammers.
Little Squishy finds her way through the pack, obtaining lead jam for the Rock and Rollers. Some great defense from the Rock and Rollers, but Wreck-It Rory found her way through.
Emsky on her way to the penalty box. Both jammers knocked to the outside. And 4 points picked up by the Wild Rose All-Stars jammer, Wreck-It Rory. And there's 5 points for Wreck-It Rory. Evil Squishy calls off the jam with a degree of authority.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Lord of the Rink and Sedusa.
And Lord of the Rink crawled his way past the pack, but does not get lead jam. That honor is going to go to Sedusa. Lord of the Pack picking up 4 points. for the Rock and Rollers. And jam gets called off. 2 points picked up there, 3 points picked up there by the Rock and Rollers. No points by Wild Rose.
Got a new jammer for the Rock and Rollers. We've got Skills That Kills up against Sam Monster.
None of my skills are fatal.
Skills found their way through the inside of the pack, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers.
Sometimes the Apex junk pays off real good, sometimes not so much. 4 points there, picked up by Sam Monster. And Sam Monster called on a cut track. That is going to release, at least temporarily, or no, that's not what I'm trying to say. Skills That Kills. We'll have a temporary power jam. And Skills That Kills picks up 5 points.
Sam Monster's back in action, finding her way through the pack.
Three points picked up by Skills That Kills there. There was one no pass, no point. And just at the tail end of that jam, 3 more points picked up by Wild Rose. Rock and Rollers all the way up from Great Falls, Montana, sitting at 173 points. Wild Rose 149, still a very close game. 22 minutes and a little bit left in the game.
Up next at the jam line, we've got Sedusa and Anarchy.
And it looks like Anarchy's on his way to the penalty box. Sedusa has lead jam. And a big hit on Sedusa there.
Drawing her to the back of the pack. Jam is called off.
Things got pretty punchy there at the end. There was a lot of big hits happening.
3 points picked up by the Wild Rose All-Stars, bringing the score to 152 to 173 with 21 minutes left in the second half.
And it looks like we have a timeout called. Once again, huge thanks to Nerd Roller Skates, our specialist for all things roller skate and roller derby. skate fittings, wheels, hardware, protective gear, and more. They're open 6 days a week in Calgary and online at www.nerdskates.com for people who roll. Me, I'm people who rule. No, I don't. And thanks to Peterson Contracting for sponsoring our beer garden. Delicious, delicious beer. Peterson Contracting is a multi-trade company. See them for all your electrical, plumbing, gas, and HVAC needs. And check them out on Facebook. Facebook.com/Peterson Consulting. Or I keep saying consulting, contracting. And just so you know, that it was Peterson Contracting, not Peterson Consulting. I keep saying consulting, and now it's contracting, because that would be a way too long URL. And when you're taking a break in the action, make sure to head down to Buffalo Wild Wings, the all-ages sports bar. It's a block west and a block south on McLeod Trail. Mention Team D to help support Junior Roller Derby. Team D for delicious wings. Did you know that by the age of 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? Girls on Track wants to change that stat. Learn more about expanding access to roller derby for girls in their teens at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Looks like we're ready to get back to the action. Up on the jam line, we've got Wreck-It Rory against Evil Squishy.
They were looking to have the back block on the orange jammer elevated to an explosion. And they all will stand and they watch the review.
So in that official timeout, the question at hand was whether or not the back block was considered expulsion worthy, and it was decided that it was not, so there's that.
Evil Squishy picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers.
And Evil Squishy calls off the jam. 3 points for the Rock and Rollers, 1 point for the Wild Rose All-Stars. Every time someone just gets 1 point, it looks like they're dedicating the next song to Dimebag Darrell.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Sedusa and Skeleta.
That sounds like a high-end women's fashion boutique. Skeleta and Sedusa.
Skeleta picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers.
And Lord of the Rink making their way to the penalty box.
Sedusa fighting hard against the two blockers from the Rock and Rollers.
And Skeleta calls off the jam. Rock and Rollers up 181 to 153.
Two familiar jammers up to the jam line. We've got Evil Squishy against Sam Monster.
Sam Monster picks up lead jam. Both packs doing a great job with blocking. And Sam Monster calls off the jam after grabbing 4 points.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Anarchy and Wreck-It Rory.
And some tap dancing.
Wreck-It Rory picking up lead jam for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
And jam gets called off by Wreck-It Rory. No points scored.
Up next, jamming for the Rock and Rollers, we've got Lord of the Rink. And for the Wild Rose All-Stars, we've got Sam Monster.
And Lord of the Rink finds a quick hole on the outside and gets lead jam. Looks like Sam Monster sent to the penalty box. That's going to give the Rock and Rollers a power jam. And a penalty on Lord of the Rink. Releases Sam Monster from the penalty box. right, we're going to get back to the action.
Looks like the Wild Rose All-Stars have a new jammer out. Emski up against Evil Squishy.
Evil. Evil Squishy demonstrating the importance of staying limber. Emski barrels through the pack, picking up lead jam. You can see two very, very different styles. Emski's all about the raw power. Evil Squishy's about the tactics of making their way through the pack. Emski picks up 5 points.
Looks like we're back in action. Up next on the jam line, for the Rock and Rollers, we've got Anarchy. For the Wild Rose All-Stars, we have Sam Monster. And the penalty box is clear. We've got 2 full lines out.
It's always nice to see.
Not often that happens.
Sitting at 188 to 166. Rock and Rollers in the lead. That's 22 points. And we had more than that in a single jam last half. So still totally up in the air, totally anyone's game. But the real winner is you. And I mean that in the royal sense, like all of you.
Anarchy finds their way through the pack on the outside, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers.
Anarchy almost to the pack and then has to cycle all the way back.
Big hits to both jammers, recycling them to the back of the pack.
A thing just happened. We've got Evil Squishy on the line, taking on Wreck-It Rory.
Wreck-It Rory picking up lead jam for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
And looks like Evil Squishy's right in the middle of a power jam. But also right in the middle of a pack that doesn't want her to score points. However, 5 points there for the Rock and Rollers.
Little Squishy sneaks by on the inside of the track before they call off the jam.
Rock and Rollers 202 points. Edmonton 170, 32 points. Still totally anyone's game. 11:41 left in the second half, the remainder of the game.
Evil Squishy starting in the penalty box. Sam Monster finds their way through the inside of the pack, picking up lead jam for the Wild Rose All-Stars.
In Germany, that would be lead yam. Pandemonium making some monster work for it. Constantly dragging her back to the far back of the pack.
Evil Squishy out of the box, making her way around before Sam Monster calls the jam off. 3 points picked up by the Wild Rose All-Stars on that last jam.
Evil Squishy taking the line for the Rock and Rollers up against Wild Rose All-Stars Wreck-It Rory.
Evil Squishy finding their way through the pack.
And
Picking up.
Wreck-It Rory called on a cut track there, so Evil Squishy has a power jam.
Fantastic agility from Evil Squishy.
I'm just gonna say it. These are juniors. This is juniors. This does not feel at all like a game at any less level than what we see at all year round with the various teams in the leagues. Like, this is a fantastic game.
Penalty box is clear. Both teams have full lines out. Wreck-It Rory taking a hit to the inside of the track.
All right, we've got Emsky taking the line for Wild Rose up against Anarchy for the Rock and Rollers.
Little jammer on jammer action.
Not something you see every day, but that was a bunch of fun.
Anarchy finding their way through the outside of the pack, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers. Emsky fighting hard at the front of the pack, finding their way through, picking up 4 points.
And 4 points picked up by Anarchy for the Rock and Rollers. Emsky with 4 points for Wild Rose. And 4 more points to the Rock and Rollers before the jam gets called off. I think now is a perfect time to say a huge thank you to our EMS volunteers. They've had their work cut out for them this game. We can't do this without the support of the volunteers, and our EMS are definitely, they're working hard.
Up next on the jam line, we've got Evil Squishy and Sam Monster. Both jammers found their way through the pack.
And we've had a star pass, so Thunder Pain is now jamming for Wild Rose. All kinds of pushing and shoving happening. I think we're going to get back to the action here. Evil Squishy taking on Emsky. Both of those names start with E. College.
Folks, if you're looking for something to eat, go check out Buffalo Wild Wings. It's an all-age sports bar, 1 block west and 1 block south on McLeod Trail. Don't forget to mention Team D to help out your junior roller derby team.
And Evil Squishy looking to make it through the track, picks up lead jam. That would make this un jam de power.
College.
Power jam. And there's 5 points for Evil Squishy and the Rock and Rollers.
Evil Squishy finding the quickest way through the pack, picking up 5 more points for the Rock and Rollers.
Emsky making their way to the penalty box. That's going to continue the power jam for Evil Squishy.
Little Squishy hops through the pack, picking up 5 more points for the Rock and Rollers. Evil Squishy calls off that power jam.
And we've got Anarchy on the line. And looks like we've got a timeout called. Again, remember to check out our vendors. We've got Mount Royal University. They're going to see me shortly. They're giving massages, which I love. Whether you need a relaxation massage or have a condition that requires a therapeutic treatment, their students are trained to the highest standards nationally and can meet your needs.
Anarchy finding their way through the inside of the pack, picking up lead jam for the Rock and Rollers. Some nice footwork by Anarchy, picking up another 5 points for the Rock and Rollers.
And with 3 points, Anarchy calls off the jam. That's going to take the Rock and Rollers to 261 to 191. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game.
Evil Squishy Having a little dance party out there.
So Evil Squishy enjoys the power start and finds a way through the inside to pick up lead jam.
Penalty box is empty. Both teams have full lines.
And looks like Pandemonium sent to the box. And Sam Monster also going to the penalty box. That's going to be a power jam for the Rock and Rollers. And 4 points picked up by Evil Squishy. And another 4 points. Pardon me. 5 points.
Timeout called by the Wild Rose All-Stars.
Flat Track Fever is brought to you in part by the acclaimed Rydell Solaris. The performance you demand, the comfort you've been missing. I'm all about performance and comfort. And again, Nerd Roller Skate set up there in the corner. Your specialist for all things roller skate and roller derby. They do skate fittings, wheels, hardware, protective gear, and more. Also beer gardens. Peterson Contracting has sponsored our beer gardens. Maybe I'm a bit fixated, I don't know. I just really like beer. And again, thank you to Buffalo Wild Wings for keeping our officials happy and nourished today. All about being happy and nourished, too.
Wild Rose All-Stars put Lunatic up on the jam line. New jammer this game.
And Anarchy goes through the pack first, picks up lead jam.
Some lovely offense by the Wild Rose All-Stars, clearing a path for Lunatic.
And Anarchy grabs 4 points. And then so does Lunatic. And Lunatic called on a back block, so that's going to give Anarchy the power jam.
Anarchy finds their way through the pack again, picking up 4 more points for the Rock and Rollers. Anarchy calls off that jam, but not before they score 16 points.
All right, our unofficial final score is Rock and Rollers 291, Greater Edmonton 195. And it's already wrong because they're adding. Thanks.